Here's what we think. If you find an inexpensive ornament that you think you could embellish, as long as it doesn't lower the value, go for it, because most likely you're increasing the value. And that's what we're aiming for. We painted 3 Santas this year. One was a blow mold that had faded very badly, and another was a Victorian graphic on wood that looked dingy, and the third was an all-white Santa mug that needed a new face. And as a bonus, we combined 3 wreaths and made a new one for about $10, and yep, we also used paint on the leaves. First, this blow mold Santa, found on Facebook for just $20, and it was love at first sight, but he was faded and he needed a new light. But that was easily fixed with a salt lamp cord from Walmart for about $7. And now he lights up with the turn of a thumb wheel switch. Now we just need to fix the fading, and that was also easy. We used an oil paint set from Walmart because oil will bond with this vintage polyplastic. This is the kind of plastic you could push a thumbtack with some force. Oil paint looks so much better than an acrylic paint on the blow mold. Acrylic paint would block the light, but this paint will bond and the light will shine through the colors like the original Santa. The only thing is, you'll have to wait a long time for this paint to dry, probably around 4 or 5 days to be bone dry. And you can blend it with a brush or a sponge, and it's a lot like blending a cream-based makeup. You've got to play with it to get it smooth, but if you make a mistake, you can wipe it off with a baby wipe initially. So now we're on the hunt for blow molds that need restoration, and we should save a bundle. This type of painting is medium difficulty, and it takes several days to dry, as we said. The second Santa was the easiest to paint. It's a Victorian graphic on wood, and it's so lovable we couldn't leave it behind at the thrift shop for $4. But like a lot of Victorian art that's reproduced, it has no white highlights anymore, and it looks dingy. So we'll show how easy it is to make pieces like this look bright again, like this. We took a scoop of off-white chalk paint, and you could also use matte acrylic too. We used a small brush to highlight his beard, and see I'm propping my pinky on his shoulder for stability. We also did his fur, and you don't need to fill the whole area. You just put the paint on, and when it starts to set, you sort of dry blend it outward to the outlines. We're trying to leave any shadow colors that are there. We used the smallest brush to add highlights to the eyes and eyebrows. You know, white is always amazing for bringing life to painted eyes, and you only need a speck here and there. And to add even more sparkle, we glued tiny gems to the wreath and hat band. And with this kind of makeover, I'll look forward to using this decoration every year. Now this beautiful vintage mug was just $12 with shipping from Marketplace. And it was probably because the colors are missing from his face that he was so inexpensive, because this maker's pieces, Jamar Mallory Studios, usually sell for a whole lot more. But if you can find vintage ceramics that are bland or in need of help to be more attractive, you can add colors with a high-end paint by PBO called Porcelain 150. You can get a starter set or larger bottles at the links below. This paint gets baked in an ordinary oven later, and it'll be more permanent. Maybe not as solid as the original glaze, but it's pretty darn good. But this is a much more difficult paint to use than the oils and chalk paint. This paint dries really quickly, and it tends to clump and get stringy. We had to paint this many times and wipe it off again to get the blending on the cheeks so that we could feel good about painting an antique, but we still think it's worth more than it was when it was plain. And for us, we will love displaying this because he's super cute with that elf-like expression. So now, take a look at this. We made a $4 wreath look really special with sea glass spray paint. I made sure that the accents on this wreath were covered with saran wrap. Now, if you're painting faux foliage, I don't think it really matters if you don't get complete coverage. It's okay for the original color to show through, because nature is multicolored. Anyway, paint it enough to change the overall effect, and don't worry so much about perfection. This is always the fun part for me, taking off the masks to reveal the new look. There's something that's always a little bit thrilling about that, and wow, I think this is a really good upgrade. Now we're going to wire in pieces cut from this small bough that was about $2. And if you want to, you can easily recolor individual leaves here and there with the oil paint. We have a video on how to do that called Make Fake Flowers Look Real. But first we put on the lights, and after the lights are wound into the wreath, We're going to cut apart the bough and wire it in to accent the blue tones. Here's something I love to find in thrift shops. These are wreaths made of real glass beads, a really good value for glass for the few dollars we paid. And they both look great accenting the center of our big wreath. But we're going to go with the second one because it looks a little more like berries than seeds. And when all was said and done, we added a couple of cute feathered birds with the owl in the center and 2 birds on the outside to sort of balance it out. And we've got an ornament chain up as usual, and we made a video about that in a previous year, and that saved our collection from our cats. And our tree, this is the only one the cats won't knock over. It is, as you probably guessed, made of beaded fruit from the Goodwill store, and this would probably cost hundreds if you could even find one like this. And Christmas is a great time of year to make things or restore old things like worn out toys of all different kinds. We hope your holidays are great. Don't miss our next project at Love for a Country House. Click the sun logo to subscribe. Cheers and see you next year.